Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. We are going to dive into both the Bears and the Packers injury reports and the latest injury news around both teams. Plus, we heard from the coordinators at Hallis Hall today. We'll intertwine some of their comments within the injury discussion as well. But guys, you have answered the bell. We are almost at 150,000 subscribers. Got to give a round of applause to the best fan base out there. If we get to 150,000 subscribers, we are doing a 2-hour pregame show on Saturday night before Bears versus Packers. Then, of course, we'll stay live for the entire game and our post-game festivities as well. Hit that sub button. Daily and free content. We're not going anywhere. Let's get across the finish line. All right. Rome Odunze plans to play. Spoke to the media after practicing today. He was limited again, but said he is planning to play. Sean Hammond with the tweet saying that Rome Odunze is, quote, planning on playing against the Packers. He did caution that he's always planning on playing, though. Odunze was listed on the injury report today. Now, Courtney Cronin if you go to her actual Twitter page, you'll see video here, but he's jumping around doing stretches, and as she put it, looks like he's all systems go for Saturday. And like we've said, this should provide a lift. Not because I expect Rome Odunze to be the guy we saw the first month of the year before he started to slow down, because I don't think he's going to be 100%, but he's a guy you have to account for. He's a guy that is capable of making plays, and he's a guy that Jeff Hafley has to at least pay attention to, if nothing else. Do I expect him to go catch 8 balls for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns? Probably not, but can he make 3 to 5 big catches? Can he be a decoy? Can he be a guy that garners attention? Absolutely, because he's a very capable receiver in the National Football League, and we saw that a lot earlier this season. Declan Doyle saying this about Rome Odunze, saying, you don't want to be giving him way too much, and yet he's a guy that can help us. Anytime that he can be a part of it, certainly want to be able to use him and maximize the time that he's out on the field and get him the ball. But really, it's the same with all our players. We always have plays for each guy specifically, and we're excited to have him back. So, again, certainly clear indicators that he's going to play unless there's some kind of setback that occurs between now and Saturday. He'll be out there. The question is just how big's his role? How many snaps does he play? Do the Bears have specific plays, as Declan Doyle says, like they do for everyone, for Rome in this football game? You would think they would have a package for him. And look, I would say on the opening script early in the game, get him an easy completion. Quick out route, little hitch. Just kind of get him engaged. I always think that's a good idea when guys are coming off injury or haven't played in a while. Like, hey, get him a touch early. It's like a shooter in basketball. Generate some open looks from early on. See a couple go in. If you can have a catch or two early on and just get him energized and engaged, he's a guy who plays with some energy and some emotion. I think that would be a very, very good thing. Kyler Gordon also practiced, and again, today was a full practice. Yesterday was more of a walkthrough. He was also listed as limited, but this is the first time he's practiced with the guys in over a month. Dennis Allen had this to say about Kyler, saying, our plan is to have him be part of it, talking about the game plan against the Packers. It gives us another playmaker. Obviously, it's been unfortunate we haven't had him much this season, but he was a guy that coming into the season we were really excited about, and I feel like he can help us make some plays and help us win. I think he's an X factor in this game. Kind of like Rome, I don't think he'll have a full snap load. I don't know how effective he'll be in terms of like if he's at his peak self. Is he 80% of that? I was told he's 80% healthy, so can he make 3 to 4 big plays, right? Can he have a breakup? Can he maybe, force an early, like a throwaway on a blitz? Or, can he have a big tackle in space? If he's a guy that, over the course of, let's say he plays 35 snaps, can he make 5 or 6 plays? I think that would certainly help. Maybe a key third down, he's in on a stop. So, look, the nickel position has been a challenge recently. C.J. Gardner-Johnson for a while did a good job holding it down. He's been struggling recently as opposing teams have figured out kind of how to attack him. He's not going to play in this game in all likelihood. We'll get to the rest of the injury report later. But if Kyler Gordon can come out and just have a decent-sized role and make a few plays, I think that would provide an emotional lift for this defense. Dennis Allen was also asked about Tyrique Stevenson's reduced role. He said, I think when the season started, none of us thought Nahshon Wright was going to play the way that he played. So I think some of that has to do with Jalen being out and then Nahshon playing really well. And so you kind of go with the hot hand a little bit. And look, for a while, that was totally understandable. You're getting Jalen back. You want to work him in. Nahshon Wright's been playing well. Even if he gets beat some, he makes a lot of plays on the football. Well, here's the problem. Those hot hands aren't hot anymore. I'm not advocating for a straight-up benching. You don't play Nahshon Wright a single snap. But what I am advocating for is you don't just roll him and Jalen Johnson out there and that's it. I would have a pretty quick leash. If the first couple of drives, both those guys are getting beat or one of them's getting them beat more than once, I think you got to give Tyrique Stevenson an opportunity. I think you have to get him on the field and see what he can do because in that Detroit game, they had no answers. Neither of those guys. They both really struggled. And granted, I think Detroit poses bigger problems at receiver than the Packers do because St. Brown is a route running technician and he's very quick. And Jamison Williams is just too fast for both corners. I don't think the Packers have those twitchy guys. Now, Christian Watson's very fast, but he's more of a straight line runner. So hopefully they'll just match up better, but I think if you're Dennis Allen, you got to be adaptable. You got to be ready to put 29 in the game if it's not going well for one of Jalen Johnson or Nahshon Wright. Maybe some sort of rotation happens. I'm not sure. Keep these guys fresh, but I think Tyrique Stevenson has played some good football, and more importantly, these other guys have started to struggle. So I think you have to be open to the idea of playing Stevenson more. And I'll ask you, should he be out there more? Should Tyrique Stevenson be on the field more? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think the answer is yes. How much of a role? I think that depends. I'm okay with starting Jalen Johnson and Nahshon Wright, but again, I would have a fairly quick leash. This is the playoffs. You know, there is no next week if you lose. So I think Tyrique's got to be ready, and I think they got to have a plan in place to put him in the game. Okay, coming up, we'll get to the full injury reports for Wednesday on the Bears and on the Packers as we gear up for Saturday night playoff action. But first, we are sponsored by Mando, whole body deodorant products. You got the deodorant wipes, also the body wash here for you guys. You can get 20% off all of their products site-wide with code CHAT at checkout. It's a new year, and it can be a new you if you start using Mando's whole body deodorant. Mando isn't just for your armpits. Their products are safe from head to toe. Whether it's the stick deodorant, spray deodorant, deodorant wipes, or the body wash, and a whole lot more, Mando has you covered as their products are clinically proven for 72-hour odor control. Mando is real convenient, by the way, as you can carry their products with you. They don't take up too much space. You know, maybe you have a backpack on you or you're driving around. They will fit very, very nicely there. Their deodorant wipes are very useful, especially after a round of golf or a workout. If you don't have time to run home and shower, quick wipe down, you are good to go. Some men mask their BO with scents. Mando men get the job done right. Don't mask it, Mando it. Available in retailers near you. Head to shopmando.com if you can't find a retailer, because for a limited time, 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code CHAT at shopmando.com. 20% off plus free shipping. That's shopmando.com. Please support the show. Tell them we sent you. Bears Now by Chat Sports. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness. Okay, let's get to more of the injury report here. So 3 guys in the concussion protocol. Ahmed Ogbongbemiga is now in there. I don't know if that was a late report following from him, following the game, or if something happened earlier this week. I'm not sure, but he is now in the protocol. So I would say it's, again, he's not going to clear by Saturday. So I would think he's out. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka and CJ Gardner-Johnson is still not practicing. A little concerning, Tryon-Shoyinka, by the way. He missed all last week. He's still not even limited, so that's a bit of a concern. Grady Jarrett had a rest day, no concern there. Limited at practice, Rome Odunze, who we talked about, Kyler Gordon, who we talked about. He's still on short-term IR, so they would have to activate him, so we'll see when they make that actual transaction. But DJ Moore has been limited the last 2 days. He's dealing with the knee issue. Ozzy Trapilo with that quad. If you saw that photo going around, pretty big bruise on the back of his leg. So more on him in a second. Jalen Jones was added to the report today as well with an ankle. Not too concerned about him with the secondary, but he is one of your better special teams players. I'm starting to get a little concerned about Trapilo. You know, you sit him last week, okay, that's understandable. Like, he can't move that well, big bruise. It's not a do or die game. You sit him, but he's been limited for a while now. All of last week, he's been limited this week. I would really feel better if they listed him full and he didn't have a game designation tomorrow, because I thought Theo struggled in pass pro. Now, I get it. He's your swing tackle. He's not a starter. It's not going to be perfect. The good news is unlike Detroit, there's no Aiden Hutchinson for Green Bay. Their best pass rusher in theory is Rashawn Gary. He hasn't had a sack since week 9, so I think you could hold up with Theo. But you would much rather have Ozzy Trapilo out there. Obviously, Braxton Jones, his practice window was open, and he has practiced in full. So would he be an option if Theo were to struggle? I doubt he would start if Ozzy were out, but you know, you have him ready to go in case Theo struggles. He was full today. Jade Walker and Nick McLeod were full as well. They both had the illness. McLeod missed the last 2 games with it, but he was full, so he should be back. And then Jade just missed yesterday, but he was back out there today. Okay, for the Packers, Josh Jacobs isn't even on the injury report for the first time since like week 11 or 12. He said today this is the best he's felt in 6 weeks. And given the weather conditions that are expected to come through, snowy, 30s, 20s in terms of the temperatures, you would think Matt LaFleur is going to lean on Josh Jacobs heavily in this game. So, you know, if you're Dennis Allen in this defense, you got to stop the run first. You've been struggling in pass defense. I think slowing down Jacobs first is going to be critical in this matchup. Guys who were limited today, Malik Willis. Matt LaFleur's already said that he expects Willis to be available as the backup quarterback behind Jordan Love. Dontavian Wicks is starting to progress through the concussion protocol. He was limited, but he is not fully cleared yet. So tomorrow and Friday will be big days for that. Zach Tom, LaFleur said yesterday they expect to have him back. He was limited today, dealing with a back and knee issue. Javon Bullard limited again. He got banged up in the Week 18 game. You would think he would play, but he was limited. Warren Brinson also limited. And then Nick Neiman, who they activated today, he is dealing with a pec issue, but they activated him as they put Bo Melton on IR. His season is over. Edrin Cooper, Matthew Golden, and Lucas Van Ness all full go, so they are ready to rock and roll for Saturday night. So those are the latest injury updates for both the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Here's what I want you to do. Predict the score for me. Bears, Packers, who wins? And what is the final score going to be? Let me know down in the comment section below. My early week prediction was 27-24 Bears. I still like Chicago in a close one. Points may come down given the weather that could be rolling through, so we'll see how I'm feeling as we get closer to Saturday, but I still like the Bears in a close game. All right, guys, like I said, we are on the doorstep of 150,000 subscribers. If you want to hit that sub button on the way out, I would greatly appreciate it. When I wake up tomorrow, I'm guessing we'll be there. So thank you to everybody that helps us get there. You guys make this channel go. We will see you guys tomorrow. Bear down.